Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news in the crazy world of the NFL. Every now and then, a trade rumor comes along that shakes things up. And right now, the buzz is all about a potential blockbuster involving Tyreek Hill, the lightning-fast star receiver from the Miami Dolphins, heading to none other than the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, this isn't just some idle chatter. Sources are suggesting that the Dolphins, who are currently struggling at 5'8" with their offense sputtering to just about 20 points per game, are seriously considering trading Hill. And the reason? Well, Miami is looking to clean up their cap space, about $30 million, by moving Hill along with a couple of draft picks and a cornerback to help rebuild their offensive line and address their aging WR group. But what does that mean for the Steelers? Plenty, actually. Let's dig into this. Tyreek Hill, the cheetah, the guy with warp speed acceleration that makes defenders look like they're stuck in slow motion, could be the missing piece that takes Pittsburgh's offense from good to downright explosive. We all know how dynamic a player Hill is, especially when healthy. Sure, he's been hampered a bit by hamstring injuries in 2025, limiting him to just 4 games, but even in those limited appearances, he's flashed his incredible talent. He's got 21 catches for 265 yards, averaging 6 yards per reception, and he's found the end zone once. Targeted 29 times, his PFF grade stands at an elite 91. 2 for this season, and if he maintains his full season pace, something he's more than capable of, Hill could finish with around 200 yards and 7 touchdowns. Over his career, Hill has amassed a staggering 363 yards and over 80 touchdowns, with the majority of his yards coming from his time in Kansas City and Miami. What makes Hill such a game changer, especially for a team like the Steelers, is his ability to stretch the field, create big plays, and open up space for the rest of the offense. His yards after catch, YAC, is over 500 yards, and his expected points added per target, EPA, is a whopping plus 0.35, placing him firmly in the elite tier of NFL receivers. Even with injuries in 2025 like 2 hamstring strains, Hill has shown rapid recovery, and his speed, standing at 510 and 185 pounds, remains a nightmare for defenses. He's often compared to Metcalf, but with an added 15% in yards after catch, highlighting just how versatile and dangerous he is. Now, why would the Dolphins even consider parting with such a weapon? Well, even though they have $20 million in cap space, their Super Bowl odds sit at plus 8,000, which is quite long. Their roster also needs youth and a shakeup, especially considering Tua Tagovailoa's concussion issues. He's already suffered 3 in 2025, and their aging wide receiver group. The Dolphins are also looking to prioritize their defense, which is currently giving up about 28 points per game, and a rebuild after a 1-2 start looks likely. According to insiders, Miami is somewhat skeptical about Hill's age. He's 31, and whether they can rebuild their roster around him long-term. So a trade makes sense on paper, especially if they can secure draft picks and a promising cornerback to help bolster their defense. But what about the impact on Pittsburgh? Well, at 7-6, the Steelers are right in the thick of the playoff hunt. Their current WR core ranks 22nd in the league, with around 800 yards total, and adding a player like Hill would instantly boost their aerial attack by more than 300 yards per game. Imagine the kind of offense they could run with Hill stretching the field alongside George Pickens. The defense, which has been among the top 5 units this season, would benefit too. More points on the board means less pressure on the defense to carry the team. Plus, with the run game already showing signs of improvement, an infusion of Hill's speed could open up lanes for Najee Harris and others, creating mismatches that defenses simply can't handle. Using Wilson as the quarterback, Pittsburgh could see their EPA per pass increase by around 15%, and Hill's deep threat capability, targets downfield, would elevate their offensive efficiency even further. If Hill joins the Steelers, expect a significant jump in yards per route, especially on deep targets, and a more balanced attack that keeps defenses guessing. Historically, Hill's presence has added roughly 200 yards to Miami's offense in 2023 alone, and with him in Pittsburgh, that number could grow even more. The Steelers have been on the cusp of that big offensive explosion, and Hill might be the spark they need to push them over the top. Looking ahead, this potential trade would also have serious playoff implications. Pittsburgh's Super Bowl odds, currently around plus 2,000, could see a massive boost, possibly to plus 900, if Hill joins the team. His elite speed and ability to elevate the offense in clutch moments could be the X factor that takes the Steelers deep into the postseason, maybe even into the Super Bowl itself. Against teams like the Ravens, who are currently favored at plus 700, having a game-changer like Hill would tilt the odds even further in Pittsburgh's favor. His ability to dominate against single coverage, combined with his elite grade of 90. 3, especially when facing man-to-man defense, makes him a nightmare matchup. All of this points toward one thing, a trade that could ignite a new offensive era in Pittsburgh. Hill's arrival would not just be about adding another star. It would symbolize a shift in the team's identity, fast, explosive, unpredictable. The Steelers have always been about grit and resilience, but with Hill on their side, they could become one of the most electrifying teams in the league. And let's not forget, this move comes amidst a backdrop of a Dolphins team that's in decline, with their window closing as they look to rebuild for the future. Pittsburgh, on the other hand, is in a prime position to capitalize on this moment, pushing for a deep playoff run and hopefully a shot at another Lombardi. Of course, there are questions. Will Miami really pull the trigger? Are the Steelers willing to part with the draft picks and assets needed to land him? And how would Hill fit into their offensive scheme? But if history has shown us anything, the Steelers aren't shy about making bold moves when the opportunity presents itself. They've built a reputation for finding game-changing talent, and Hill might just be the next piece that unlocks their true potential. His speed, combined with the Steelers' strong offensive line and talented skill players, could make their offense unstoppable. Plus, with the defense maintaining its top tier, the Steelers would have all the ingredients needed for sustained success. Now, looking at the big picture, this trade would send shockwaves not just through the AFC North, but across the entire league. It's a classic case of a team in decline trying to hit the reset button, while a team like Pittsburgh, with its rich history and passionate fan base, seizes the moment to reassert dominance. The AFC North has been a battleground all season, with Baltimore and Cincinnati pushing hard, but a potential move for Hill could tilt the scales in favor of the Steelers, giving them a serious edge moving forward. Imagine the highlight reels, the big plays, the electrifying moments that Hill would bring to Heinz Field, an absolute nightmare for defenses and an adrenaline boost for the Steelers' offense. As fans, we should be watching closely. The NFL trade deadline is always unpredictable, and the possibility of Hill donning the black and gold has everyone buzzing. The Steelers have shown they're not afraid to swing for the fences, whether it's through draft picks or big-name trades. This season could be the one where they take that leap, and a player like Hill could be the catalyst for something special. The front office has their work cut out for them, but if they pull this off, it could be remembered as one of the most significant moves in recent Steelers history. It's fascinating to think about how such a trade could transform this team, bringing speed, excitement, and a new sense of purpose to a squad hungry for another Super Bowl appearance. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. Do you think a trade for Tyreek Hill makes sense? Would he fit perfectly in the Steelers' offense? How would this change your expectations for the rest of the season? I know many of you are dreaming of another Super Bowl run, and with Hill on board, those dreams could become a reality. Keep the passion alive and stay tuned because I'll be back soon with more updates, insights, and all the latest Steelers news. This is a story that's just beginning, and I can't wait to see how it unfolds.